All right, man, now the claim is, Terence Crawford is on steroids, all right? Now people is making that claim that Bud is on the juice. I got the juice. And my thing is this, the very same people saying Bud is on the juice, why don't they sit there and, question Eddie Renasso? Why isn't it a smear campaign? Ain't even a smear campaign. Why isn't it a campaign of, social media people, saying Eddie Renasso is doing what he doing? Why isn't it a documentary on Eddie Renasso like it was Diddy or the Canadian track team? Why isn't it a documentary, somebody on YouTube? A lot of y'all got the means and got the ability to be able to edit and all that stuff. Why don't y'all talk about that stuff? Why do y'all talk about, Bud looks like he's on steroids, but Canelo was on steroids. Half the camp, more than half the camp was deemed to be on steroids. So I don't really understand the angle per se. Especially it's coming from the least attorney, aka Better Call Saul, saying that, yeah, you can say, he looks like well, Canelo's been on steroids. Where was this claim at last week? You know what I'm saying? I didn't know this dude still was around. Where was the claim at last week when Sebastian Fondor, ain't nobody else want to say it, but I said it. It looked like he was on that shit. Allegedly. I said it. I was the only one that brought it up. I'm the only one that brought it up. And shout out to Flame on 24. He brought it up, I think, when Munguia was fighting Derevchenko. He said it looked like he was on some shit. You know what I'm saying? So when we start having these conversations, it's funny how you have these Earl sexuals who, or these, these self-hating black ninjas who want to sit here and they want to say, well, this Bud like he on steroids. But we talking about he's fighting a steroid user and abuser. I mean, let's throw it on the floor, right? Let's throw it on the floor, right? Did they do any testing last week? Was Pacquiao tested? Was Barrios tested? Nobody talked about, oh man, is Pacquiao and Barrios testing? Barrios was snack. So he must have been on something. No, nobody said that. Nobody said it. Nobody said it. Nobody is saying is Canelo gonna come in this fight clean versus Bud, or he gonna need an extra advantage, but me. So nobody is bringing up these concerns, man. But it's just really a smear campaign because Errol Spence lost. So just imagine when you hear these women talking about these claims where these guys try to holler at them and they spaz out when they say no or they reject the guy. This nigga's like Fagnon. Them is the niggas, bro. I guarantee you it. Come here. It's the niggas like, bro. These are them who can't just be like, you know what, Bud was the better guy. Do you know it's guys that deleted their whole accounts or blocked me on Twitter and made whole different accounts after that man lost? Or after their favorite team lost, they delete. Like, these dudes are really broads. See, broads can dish it but can't take it. If you're going to be able to dish it, you got to be able to take it, right? A lot of these dudes can't take it. No Diddy. Well, they probably is taking it, all Diddy. But y'all already know we got the superior genetics. Y'all know how that go. You know how it go. You think, Crawford is going to cut corners and eat egg sandwiches? And that's pun intended for people who understand that comment came from. Who that was a shot at. Eat egg sandwich? No, he spent money. Strength and conditioning coach, dietitian. He spent the year building his body up. And what's funny, Adonis, and shout out to Modern Boots, he brought up a good point. He said, well, John Jones did the same thing before he moved to heavyweight. He spent the year working on his body to get his body right to go up in weight. Don't forget, this ain't just happened in 90 days, which a lot can happen in 90 days, especially when you got money. You know what I'm saying? And I seen Sean Porter go on a Boxing Voice, and he talked about the supplements that they take, which is the ZMA, and I don't know what the other one was called. It's 2 supplements they take for snack, which basically they based off recovery. ZMA, it's a stop. I've took snack ZMAs, to be honest. It's a sleep aid that helps you recover at night. And everything that you do in strength and conditioning is about recovery. That's the key point. The work is important, but all the work is you tearing the muscle down, and the recovery is the muscle regenerating and actually growing stronger and stronger and stronger. That's just what the basic train of thought is about working out. The training part, whether it's, you know, your cardio, your CrossFit, your powerlifting, you're somewhere in the middle. Like me, I'm in the middle. You know, sometimes I might go light, some you know, 90 days I might go light, 90 days I might go heavy. You know, somewhere I might be in the middle. I do both conditioning and lifting. So but everything is about recovery. So that's why it's important that you have a nice recovery period. Miles, that's why it's important you have a nice recovery period. Good boy. So you can't lift every day. You can't work every muscle the same every day. You know? But when you got a year to build your body up, of course, you're acclimating to the weight. You're building your body up. You're getting stronger. You lifting. You running with it. You putting that weighted vest on. He's training with that weighted vest on. It's like the fourth quarter. It's like the fourth quarter. When them legs get weak and you still need to dunk, or you still need to score, you know, you still need to power in the end zone for that 3 or 4 yards. That's what that weight vest is for. It's to put your body under extreme resistance, and you work with it. So when it come off, it's no different than Dragon Ball Z. You feel lighter. But also, when they was training in gravity, but also it's supposed to simulate those championship rounds where your legs get heavy and you work through that. So he had a whole year, a whole team, and he has the superior genetics. You could look at his body and see how he grew into 100, how he grew in to 147 pounds. He filled in pretty good at that weight. Really, really good. So, you know, but, you know, it is what it is. People gonna have their opinions, but a lot of times it's really just a smear campaign. It's really a smear campaign. And the thing about it is, people speak on steroids, and they speak on fitness, and they speak on the human anatomy, right? But they have no clue about what they speaking on. They do no research. They ain't did no training. They ain't never put on weight. They ain't never had to cut weight. They ain't did nothing athletic. They never threw a punch. They never was Big L. In street fights, he said, I strike men like lightning. He said, in street fights, I strike men like lightning. You seen what happened in my last fight? I then. They ain't never been that. So I can tell you about the human anatomy. I can tell you about the vast majority of supplements. Once I read about most steroids, I can tell you what they do. And the key point of steroids in boxing, and the key point of PEDS in general, everybody accumulate, everybody make drugs synonymous with muscle, but it's recovery. It's recovery. In boxing, it's conditioning. So that's all I had to say, man. To the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link tree, follow me everywhere. Peace.